of their followers. Okay. Now, I was listening to Gandoji on Channels Television when he was talking about the entire, Fulani herders and farmer clashes happening in Nigeria. And I can remember vividly that he said something that actually struck me that I want the state governor to go and listen to that video. This is a Fulani man explaining to the Nigerian people what is actually happening in Nigeria. Okay. So, you guys will understand that when you have a good followership, it produces good leadership. When you have a bad followership, it produces the same kind of leaders that they are actually representing. Now, in that very video of Gandoji, he said, and I quoted, that there are two types of Fulanis in Nigeria today. I want you guys to watch that video with Shion on Channel Television. So there are two types of Fulanis in Nigeria today. Said the first set of Fulanis are those people who are Nigerians Fulanis. The first set of people are the Nigerian Fulanis, who are actually residents in Nigeria, who have lived in Nigeria all their lives, like the likes of Kandoje, the likes of Muhammadu Buhari, the likes of Atiku Abubakar, Dangote, and all these other guys that have been here from time immemorial. And as I said, the second types of Fulanis are the immigrants, the migrants from other African states, particularly the ECOWAS state. Now, Ina said on that video, Mommy and Farmer, Ina said on that very particular video that these people, during particularly this period of time when there is the dry season, that their cattle actually needed food. So they migrate from their states, from their nations, Gambia, Senegal, wherever it is, into Nigeria through the cattle route that was created over 200-300 years ago. Now, he said something that I actually loved why he was talking about this. He said in that very particular discussion, please guys, like I said, I'm in the farm. Come on, go away. Get up. That's my little pet goats. Now, he said that around the 15th, 16th century, there was this cattle route which were created. And he said something that said, the reason why it was workable then, the population was very few, and also the population of cattle was also very few. But due to the expansion of the population of the world, both in animals and in humans, the cattle route becomes something that is next to impossible. He now said, these guys who are now an external aggressor from other part of the continent strolled into the Nigerian soil, not actually understanding the terrain of how the Nigerian people works. They come into our country, they begin to go astray and start killing our people. Now, if this is actually the situation, this is from a governor of a state and another Fulani for that matter. That shows that the government of Nigeria, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, actually understood or has an idea of the problem that we are facing as a nation. Now, why has he not done so much to remedy the situation? Beats my wildest imaginations. As a Nigerian, as an Edolite, as a blooded Benin man, I began to think, what is the reason why, if Ganduje, a governor and a Fulani, and an influential person for that matter in the north, will be bold enough to tell us this group of people who are actually committing this havoc on the Nigerian soil are not Nigerians Fulanis, but they are invaders. If you remember in 2017, 2018, if I'm not mistaken, President Muhammadu Buhari also made mention of something like this when he said these people from Sahel who were from Libya, they run over of those guys that actually, fought the overthrowment of Gaddafi, are actually the one that is committing havoc in the Sahel region, which also includes Nigeria, northern state. That was from the president. Now, and if you also remember that Governor Malam Nasser El-Rufai also said that when there was a constant killings in Kaduna State, he went as far as to Mali to plead with the people to stop killing these people, and he paid an heavy ransom for that. Now, three prominent, eminent northern politicians, northern influential people are buttressing one point that the problem of Nigeria today is not within the Nigerian Fulanis, but it is within the Fulani that was now being imported from other parts of the continent. If that is the situation, what is the Nigerian force doing about this? Why are they looking the other way side? Why foreigners are disseminating, reducing the population of their people? Is it because these foreigners speak the same language as they do? Is it because these foreigners are of the same ethnic coloration as they are? Or is there a grand plan, like what happened in the 15th century in Sokoto? Are they having an idea of re-establishing that fact that the Nigeria of today is an estate of their great-grandfather Usman Dan Fodio, according to the Sultan of Sokoto, Aminu Kano? Or is it true that machinery were actually imported during the 2015 election based on rumors circulating around by Nasser El-Rufai and the present president? In case President Goodluck Jonathan won the election, then they should, wreak havoc on the people. Is it also true that this group of people were not abandoned when Goodluck Jonathan, in his wisdom, decided to concede defeat in one of the most controversial elections in the Nigerian history? and said, the blood of any Nigeria do not what is political ambition. Is it also true that after these guys were now being kept in some part of the nation, preparing them for the attack on the Nigerian people, and with the help of God and with the human feeling of the then president of Nigeria, Ekperi Jonathan, they were abandoned? Is it also true that the same Bauchi governor today who actually went to talk to Malam Nasser El-Rufai on how they can get people paid off and return them back to their states or their state of origins or their nations? Is it also true that the Métis Allah was also part and parcel of the people that actually brought in these machineries into Nigeria to actually wipe out the Nigerian people? Is it also true that at the end of the day, this group of people were no more treated well? They went into all sorts of criminal activities, and they finally left the camp where they were kept and went on rampage. What is the true nature of things? Now, if all that I've just narrated are true, then I'm going to say this very clearly: then Nigeria is already at war. Based on what Ganduje said, based on what the president said, and based on what Nasser El-Rufai said, there is a pointer that something is fishy that the Nigerian people are not really aware of as a people. Okay, because a governor cannot come out and say, when these Fulanis commit crime, they will call them, it is the Nigerian Fulanis. This was a statement by Governor Ganduje of Kano State. It's on record. So when these Fulanis commit crime, it will be called as if it is the Nigerian Fulanis. It means they actually knew or they know that these people actually are the one creating havoc in Nigeria. We've said it many times, I've said it many times on my video, that most of these guys, when they are being caught, they can't speak any other language, any other Nigerian language, not English, not the Hausa language. They are only good at speaking the Fulani language. That shows that if they know, if the leaders of thought of the North understood what is happening in Nigeria, why are they keeping quiet in the face of this genocidal activities being perpetrated by these criminal elements who are not even Nigerians, but the foreigners with the same ethnic coloration with the Fulani people? Why are they not speaking up to defend the integrity and the sovereignty of the nation called Nigeria? Why are the leaders of thought like Sultan of Sokoto keeping quiet, knowing fully well the people who are committing this great havoc on the soil of Nigerians are not actually the residents of Fulanis in Nigeria? Why are the leaders like Dangote and other prominent northern leaders saying nothing over what is happening in Nigeria by this rampaging, nomadical, barbaric, cannibalistic kind of people who take so much delight in sniffing life away from other people. Why are they asking us? Why are they forcing us to give our lands in exchange for our lives? Why are they forcing us to live in peace with an illegal immigrant living in our forests, refusing to come out to the open and mingle with normal people? By our politicians in the south and in the middle belt not coming up to say, we will not allow, we will stop the stain of animals in the forest. For goodness sake, guys, how can people live in the forest and they are not being recognized, neither are they being accounted for by the state government where they reside? If they commit crime, how are you going to fish them out? We are living in the 21st century, for goodness sake. We're not living in the Stone Age where people actually lives in caves and forests. That's why it is very easy for them to jump out of the bushes, kidnap someone, and take the person back to the forest. If there is no collusion, why had the Nigerian government not put up a raid on our forests? They did this to Niger Deltans during Shehu Musa Yaradua, Umaru Musa Yaradua, Umaru Musa Yaradua time. How they invaded the forest and they were raining bullets on them, chasing out the militants that were hiding in the creek of the Niger Delta. If these guys are becoming a menace to the security situation in Nigeria today, why can't the government of Nigeria do the same along that Benin, Auchi, Oza road to Abuja, which has become the den of robbers, which have become the den of kidnappers? There's no day passing without not hearing a very, very unfortunate, heartbreaking news about the activity going on that road. If a governor like Kanoji could come out openly and explain to the Nigerian people that the problem of Nigeria is not actually the Nigerian Fulanis, but the illegal immigrants that forcefully forced themselves into our territory and decided to become lords over the indigene that they met on ground. If there is no collusion, why will foreigners have so much power, so much confidence to deal with the people in the state without the interference of the government of that nation? These are questions that I am asking. And I know many Nigerians, particularly the Southern and the Middle Belters, are asking the same question. If the Sarkin Fulani of Edo was kidnapped and he paid 3 million as ransom, then nobody is safe. I repeat, nobody is safe, guys. During the time of Gulo Jonathan and the Umaru Musa Yaradua, Gulo Jonathan, Rotimi Amechi, and Silva Timipre we asked to do the needful and make sure that their people succumb to amnesty. Goodluck Jonathan was actually relocated back to the Niger Delta to fix the menace of his people. Every time a northern governor is speaking in connection to the criminal activities of the Fulani herders, all they do or all they talk about is to defend these guys why they can go around town with AK-47. Is to defend these guys why they can kill the settlers. Is to defend these guys why they can massacre a farmer in his own farm. The governor of Bauchi State made a very unfortunate statement the other time, saying carrying AK-47 is them defending themselves. And my question is, and guess what? Your cow to stray into my farm, destroyed my crops on the farm and in the barn. And I reacted. And some guys comes up with AK-47 and shot me dead. You call that self-defense. You actually knowingly did what you did because you know the government is actually at your back. For goodness sake, guys, these guys are no more than 7 million Nigerians out of 206 million people. These guys are not actually the most smartest of them all. These guys are not actually the most stubborn ethnic group in Nigeria. No, they aren't. These guys are not actually the most dearest of all. The Boko Haram of today are not actually Fulanis, they are Kanoris. I'm going to be very clear, guys. These guys are not as tough as a Yoruba man. These guys are not as tough as an Igbo man. These guys are not as tough as an Ijaw man. Neither are they as tough as a Benin man. But because of the support or the backing of a superior power, that is why they had so much courage, so much, courage to do what they are doing. Look at Sunday, Igabo or so from Ibadan. When the guy gave them ultimatum, the IG and Sheyi Makinde, they declared the guy wanted. They asked him to be arrested. But how many Ibadan citizens have been killed by Fulanis? What has Sheyi Makinde done for once? How have they reacted to the atrocities being perpetrated by this group of people? You guys saw when Akele Dulu, the governor of Ondo State, they gave them an ultimatum to leave the forest. You saw how the entire northern state were ranting. You saw how Metiala was having meetings upon meetings, even to the point that Shehu Gapa and Femi Adesina came on national television defending, supporting the Fulani staying in the forest, and nobody talks about the atrocities that they commit. Anytime they kill people, nobody says anything. Nobody do anything. But the moment the people that they are killing decided to make a statement, to make a reaction on what is happening, all you could hear immediately is these guys from the top, from the presidency, down to the least in the north and some of the south, began to defend these people. But nobody's against a Fulani man. But we are against the criminals among the Fulanis. And that's why I love what Senator Abaribe said. He said, people always come us and said, we hate the Fulanis, that we are chasing away the Fulanis from our land. And I said, we aren't chasing up the Fulanis, but rather we are chasing away criminals from our land. Don't forget what the Inspector General of Police said, Mohammed Adamu. He said that these people are not Fulanis, they are criminals. And because they are criminals, they should be treated like criminals. So if that is the case, guys, when I am speaking about the atrocity being committed by these criminal elements within the Fulani ethnic nationalities, I expect every reasonable, sensible, understandable northern elites to, as a matter of fact, support the likes of me and many others who are saying these guys are not actually the Fulanis we grew up with in Nigeria. I am I'm going to my 50s right now, and I've been in existence for years. I have lived among Fulanis. They were our gate men. They helped us fetch water. They were our socianas and everything. Where we never had any form of criminal activities with them. So if some group of demonic, unpatriotic elements who are all just about what they are going to benefit, decided to import criminals all because of political colorations, because in order to hold on to political powers, imported external aggressors, criminal elements from other parts of the continent into our own nation for their selfish interest, not for the interest of the general population, but for the interest of some few. Today, these people that they thought they were going to bring in have not become a menace in the nation. They have become a bone in the throat of every Nigerian. Today, we sleep and wake up in fear in our own father's land. If they are being caught criminals by the IGP, if they are being caught criminals by Malam Hassan El-Rufai, if they are being caught criminals by Ganduje, if they are being caught criminals by President Muhammadu Buhari, if they are being caught criminals by the then chief of army staff, Brutai, why then, if I decided to say we do not want this criminal element in our region, those set of people will say we are being unpatriotic, we are being unreasonable. But when they kill us, when they rape our wives, when they rape our daughters, when they slaughter our fathers, when they slaughter our children, nobody among this group of people will come out to say, come on guys, you should stop this, and let the military invade the forest, get these people arrested, charge them for murders, deal with those that need to be dealt with, but nothing will be said. All they do is to come and say they need peace. They need peace. When they kill us, they come for peace. But when we react, they attack us. Come on, guys. When they kill us, they immediately start calling for peace. But when we react to what they did, nobody stops them from attacking us. Nobody stops them from killing us. That's what we're actually saying. Are we actually slaves in our own land? This is not the first time that the Fulani man was a president. The first prime minister of Nigeria, Tafawa Balewa, was a Fulani man. The first military president of Nigeria, the first civilian president of Nigeria, Alhaji Shehu Shagari, was a Fulani man. Alhaji Usman, Alhaji Maru Yaradua was a Fulani man. We never experienced what we are experiencing today. Is there something that they are not telling us? I was listening to a broadcast by this Simeon Ekperi when a man was saying what Buhari is doing, taking our gas from Niger Delta all the way to the north, even trying to go to Chad and other parts of Africa. I don't understand what is actually wrong with our leaders. I did not see what some of us are saying. Are they just being blinded by the millions and billions that they steal every day? Have they decided to save their conscience and their lives in exchange for the money that they cannot even be able to enjoy? How many of these people today are actually free to drive along Benin or Za, Ekpoma, Abuja highway without no security? How many of these people can drive Abuja Kaduna highway without no security? How many of these leaders today can drive 7 p.m. in the evening along any route in Nigeria without no security? If the Sarkin Fulani of Edo can be kidnapped and 3 million naira ransom was paid in releasing him, then what do you think will happen to a common man like you and I, who cannot be able to afford the security that this man can afford? If you think that a Fulani man is defending himself with an AK-47, I will also suggest that every Nigerian should be licensed with an AK-47. If I have an AK-47, you have an AK-47. You not put your head for us now. At least it might even bring peace to the nation. When you come into my home, you know I actually have an AK-47 in my home. Then you will think twice before trying to break into my home. Or when you are coming out of the bush, knowing fully well that I have an AK-47 in my car, at least before you will get me down, maybe 2 or 3 of your men would have been down. No criminal, no armed robber wants a single soul. When they're in operation, none of them want anybody to die. They can kill you, but when you kill one of them, they cry. The same thing with these herders and these kidnappers. The best the government can do is to actually fish out these guys. They know them. The Fulani community knows these people. The Mitiala, which need to be arrested by now, by the government of Nigeria, actually knows these people. We don't know them as the Southerners, but the Northerners know the difference between a Nigerian Fulani and an imported or an illegal Fulani. If they can arrest, I repeat, if they can kidnap a Sarkin Fulani, the leaders of the Hausa Fulani people in Edo State, that shows these guys are up to something. And some group of people in Edo State today are playing politics with it. They are playing politics with everything. And my plea to you guys is this, guys. It's our time we throw our differences aside as a Satana and deal with the common enemy. I heard one guy speak yesterday. He said he will love the Fulanis more than he will love the Biafras. I don't know where you got the logic from. As I speak to you right now, the Biafras haven't invaded Edo State. As I speak to you right now, the Biafras haven't invaded any state in the south. As I speak to you right now, the Fulanis have invaded the entire Middle Belt, the entire northwest, northeast, north central, and even the entire south. You cannot use the differences of one man to define or explain the generality of other people. These guys are up to something. They want your land. And they want it at all cost. Hear this clearly, guys. The Fulanis do not actually have a home. Many of them, these nomadic ones, do not have a home. They do not have a home. They live in the forest. And because of the rate at which the sun is destroying the desert, because the desert is encroaching into lands, and the Lake Chad is drying up as a result of climate change. There is deforestation as a result of the drought happening along the Sahel coast. So now they needed a place to call a home. And having checked around, they know the north is already a conquered territory by the Usman Danfodio. But the south is still being porous based on ethnical division. And this group of immigrants, according to Gandoji, according to Nasser El-Rufai, according to Muhammadu Buhari, are taking advantage of the division among the west, the east, and the south of Nigeria. And they are penetrating you, killing your people, maybe threatening them, putting them under panicking and fear. Rather than you to sum your courage together and defend yourself against these invaders, rather, we are playing a tumble on the issue on ground, which is so dangerous and can actually create a menace for our tomorrow. What we are experiencing today may not happen in our lifetime. It may be a gradual process. When a day will come, you may not be able to withstand it. I read a story of a guy, one good luck, who was kidnapped. I told you this guy's story, how everything they told him to go and tell the people that we have already surrounded you. We are going to invade you one day. The police can't chase us out of this place. Do you know why they are so much confident that the police can't chase them out? Because they actually know that some of these military men are part of their activities. Listen, guys, if you want to make a difference, we must start thinking outside the box. No need to pretend anymore. Nigeria is at the verge of collapsing if nothing is being done. I'm calling on the Southern governors again. It's high time they start sitting down, doing the right thing. I want to ask a question before I go. Is Nigeria actually a nation as of today? When does an amalgamation expires? Has Nigeria actually expired based on the 1914 amalgamation? If yes, what are the leaders of the Nigerian nation doing to the illegality that is existing today in the nation called Nigeria? What is illegal is illegal. I've heard many lawyers explaining the 1914 amalgamation. And I have sat down to listen to them. And I've also got to do one or two things about the expiration. If actually that union expired in 2014, about 7 years ago, why are the leaders of thoughts not championing a reunion agreement in order to save us from this menace that we have found ourselves today? If actually the amalgamation was supposed to last 100 years, according to what I have read, why are the leaders of the South and the Middle Belt not speaking in unionism, in writing to the United Nations, in writing to ECOWAS or the AU, not to dissolve the union called Nigeria, but to come back to a round table for a renegotiation? Having failed in the first instant when Lord Lugard and his wife Florence amalgamated two different nationalities, two different identical people together. without the consent of the founding fathers of each of these nations or ethnic groups as at then. The union was a forceful union by gun. And having gone through 100 years and the marriage is not working, don't you think that these two people will decide to return back to a round table to make a discussion on what is ought to have been done? Are some of our leaders so pleased, happy with the way and manner that Nigeria is retrogressing instead of progressing? Are leaders so comfortable today with the way things are happening in Nigeria? Are they feeling okay that things are not working? Sometimes I can't even fathom what they think in their head, guys. No, you build a mansion, you build a big mansion. There's no road to your house. You buy the most expensive cars. You can't even drive them out of your compound. Is that all life is all about? You fly to another man's country and you live like a commoner. You fly to another man's country, you live like a commoner. Is it not worrisome, guys? Why can't we leaders just stand up for something nice for once? Must you be in the corridor of power, all in the name that I was once a governor? Why can't you be the difference? Why can't you stand up for what is right for once and defend your people with everything you have, just like what the Northerners are doing? How can a governor say that a Fulani elder had the right to carry an AK-47 for self-defense? How? And every one of us saw that. Every of our governors in the south and the middle belt, they saw that. None of them spoke about it. Are they telling me that I can also carry an AK-47 to my farm and kill any Fulani man that walks into my farm? When Samuel Eton, the governor of Benue, spoke about some issues, Additional was on the air, lambasting this man. Gabashe was on the air, lambasting this man. But when a governor makes such utterances, none of these people could say a word about what he said. It means there is something that these guys aren't telling you and I. We as a people must begin to stand up for the truth. We can't keep pretending that all is well when actually all is not well. Your people are being killed. They are being maimed. Hunger is taking over the entire land. You put head ghosts here right now. I have to cage my own goats. I built a ranch for them. I built a compound. They can't go out. Why can't listen guys, do you know these people, they call it Ministry of Health, they came here, they came to this place and they make so much stress to me. To do what they will not tell these people. I have a small pond I'm doing, very small one. They told me I can't take the water to the street. I have to do what they call back to earth. They made me do it. It cost me over 300,000 to fix back to earth. Even when I bought the land, though, they said I must fix it. Guys, if you see the way they treat us in our own land, even when we buy lands, but they will allow these guys to be in the forest, eating our crops, killing our wives and sisters, raping them at will with their own circumcised bodies, and nobody will say anything. When they kill our people, our governors will go to the community and plead with them to exercise patience and restraint. And the government will look into it, whereas the people that were killed are already dead. Are we going to continue like this, guys? I'm praying on all the governors of the southern Nigeria. Let us wake up. It is time we start doing the right thing. If not, no human being has a monopoly to violence. And on the court issue in Edo State, the truth is this: our brothers, why killing yourself? Where people are killing your mothers, why fighting yourself when people are actually killing your wives, raping your girlfriends, creating high level of food insecurity in your state? You are not seeing what these guys are doing to you. Rather for you to join us together and defend your land, you are here going about killing one another. Color does not separate an Edo man. An Edo man remains an Edo man. Before any color, you were already in existence. Why can't we start seeing things? Monday, please go watch my last video. If you don't watch my last video, please stop commenting on my show, please. Go watch my last video. I did a video few days ago. I talked about that land and Fulanis. Okay? Only talking about Obasaki. We have gone beyond politics right now. If you want to be part of it, please, we are going to block you soon, sir. With all due respect. For real. You are too mature for some of the things you do, sir. I watch your show. I know what I put in. Please, sir. Please, with all due respect, sir. Politics is at this, we are going out of politics right now. We are not dealing with issues based on what is on ground. You see, one thing why we are also failing in the South is this. We take everything as politics. But when an election is being done and we lose, all we do is to make sure that the other man doesn't win, doesn't succeed. Not knowing fully well, if the man fails by whatsoever standard, it's not going to affect the man alone. It may not even affect him. The commoners who are supposed to be your major priority will become the people that will bear the bond. We must start thinking as Nigerians, or as Edo people. Election is over. Because I've made decisions in favor of the incumbent. What we need to do is to join him to make sure that the state succeeds. Leaders are being elected so that there will be development. So if leaders are not, if the leaders that is there today, because of your political affiliation, you decided not to support such a leader, then it becomes a worrisome thing for me. Then I don't see you as a politician, but I see you as one who just want to grab power at all costs. Okay? Just one who want to grab power at all costs. You are not interested in the development of the people, but you're only interested in what will benefit you as a person. And if you live abroad, you still have such a mindset, then it's a pity. Bramode, with all due respect, sir. You know, I respect you a lot, but when you start behaving like a kid sometimes, I get a little bit pissed off. If you follow my videos, go watch my videos. I'm not a political sycophant. I'm not dependent on government to survive. Okay, I've lived my life without government all through. So I'm a man of myself. I say what I want to say without fear of evil. Okay? So if you don't be on my show, please get off with the show, please, sir. With all due respect. Now, before I go, there is something I brought up here. Why I'm talking about these political prostitutes who sees politics as the only way to life. I don't believe in that ideology. I'm one of those who believe the moment election was over, then the state needs to come together as one and develop the state. Election, people are just being put into power for maximum of 8 years, after which they are gone from that place. Then we need other people to come in and help in developing the state. So in every way we can, in our own individual ways, we should be able to support the development of our state, not even the government. If you think everything is just about the government, then you are one of the problems of this nation. The country you're living in today is being developed by individuals, not the government. So we must put things right the way they are. All over the federation, we must join hands together to develop the state, to develop the nation. That is what some of us are speaking. We are putting our lives on the line to say the obvious fact to the government of the day. So something don't come up here and just put up questions that is not even irrelevant to what we are talking about. When I've also dealt with that very particular topic 2 or 3 days ago. Okay? Now, there is a writer somebody sent to me. This is what politician does. I'm going to read it to you verbally. Then we're going to talk about it. That will be done for today. A guy wrote this now. Say, after my youth service, I went to Ughelli to stay with my mom. I had a choice of staying with any of my elder ones, but I actually wanted to spend some time with my mom. I grew up in Warri, but just when I was about entering SS1, my parents had to move to Ughelli from Warri due to financial issues. We couldn't afford to renew our rent, and my mom advised my dad it was time to move to a family house built in Ughelli. Do it wasn't completed, though it wasn't completed, but we are going to be rent free. My dad arranged for me to stay with a family friend in Warri because of my school. He didn't want me to change school after my secondary school. I went to Lagos to live with my elder ones and got admitted into university. So really it was more of a new environment to me, very rural. Every morning I will head to the cyber cafe to apply for a job on the internet, also blog, also look for, no, this is not what I'm looking for now. No, sorry, this is not what I'm looking for. There's something I'm looking for. When a man was advised, to beg to help other people, but he brought in political coloration to it. Oh, I can't get that here. I think I missed that. No, I can't get that here. I can't get that here. Okay, look at this now. Say, elders have no option. This is Bala Musa. Elders have no option other than to carry AK-47. Bala Musa condemn Oton, others. I'm going to read this to you, sir. Say, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed on Thursday said Fulani elders have no option but to carry AK-47 for self-defense because they have been attacked and killed by cattle rustlers. Do we have cattle rustlers in the South? For goodness sake, do we have cattle rustlers in the South? The likes of Monday in UK will not see this to talk about because it's an APC guy. Anything that this useless APC does, to them is acceptable. You talk about an opacity. A man is telling you that these guys have the right to carry an AK-47 because of, do we have cattle rustlers in the South? He also condemned Southeast Governor and also Governor Samuel Otom of Benue over the manner in which they are handling farmers' elders clashes. The Fulani man is practicing the tradition of transhuman pastoralism. He has been exposed to the battery of the forest. The animals are now the cattle rustlers who carry guns, kill him and take away his commonwealth. That is his cow. He had no option than to carry AK-47 because the society and the government are not protecting him. For goodness sake, this is what a governor is saying. As a bunch of guys are here trying to say nonsense. Yes, sir, I've read it. I've read it, sir. Jackson, Lincoln, I've read it, sir. Maybe I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. Maybe I'm going to talk about that Abuja declaration tomorrow, sir. Okay? Because people are they not telling me that because armed robbers normally comes to my house, then I will not go and carry an AK-47. To defend myself. Then anybody I see around my gate, I will kill the person. All in the name of the person is trying to gain entrance to my compound. Or if I even go into your compound, I will kill you. When you ask me, what are you doing in my compound? Because I get gone. This is what this idiot is saying. And nobody is saying anything about it. Say it is not his fault. It is the fault of the government and the people. You don't criminalize all of them because in every tribe there are criminals. Bros, if they are criminals, if they are actually criminals, why won't you then tag the criminals? Anyone who is carrying arms and ammunition that is not registered by the government is a criminal. That is what the law says. It is called illegal possession of arms. It's a criminal activities. You should be very sensitive. We have to be careful. Governor Mohammed said, why condemning his colleagues in Southwest and Southeast over the manner in which they are handling the other crisis? Mohammed said, these governors are not accommodating other tribes. Who told you that?